After show, after show, after show.
Hey, supervisor. She doesn't like our loud noises. So we're doing it
I wonder
inside.
if she's gonna show up
Probably not.
in this special arena that we
Here's
set
your
up
tail.
for filming our after shots.
Yeah. It's fun being here.
It's so fun. Guys, I can't believe this mess up ended up being one of my favorite features.
The bulging mirror.
The bulging mirror ended up being one of my, like, it was definitely a pain to deal with. Like one behind the scenes thing is we had to do two overcoats or three overcoats?
I think 2 overcoats.
Including the first pour 3. So we did the first pour, that messed up. Then we did another, then that settled out, but there's still a lump somewhere here. And then we did a third.
Yeah.
And the third one finally covered everything. Although the third one does have like a slight dimpliness to the surface.
Which is
I don't know
weird,
why.
But we were scared to do another coat after that.
And we were
like,
done. It was
Yeah.
late at night and we were like, oh, we're just so done.
The slight dimples, they're just like ripples.
Yeah,
in
ripples in the
universe.
space-time continuum.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it being perfectly flat, being perfectly optically like clear and everything, but also having that lump just like messes with your head.
It does kind of mess with your
When
head
you're
a
here in
little bit.
person, it messes with your head. And also, in person, it just looks better than it does on camera.
It's so hard to capture it. It's also really hard to capture like the entire look with the
Yeah.
legs too, because I don't know, it's just hard. You can't get the top of the table and the legs at the same time. So it's hard to get like the whole thing.
But also, it's like even the resin pour, there's all the like stars that we
So much
did, the
detail.
freckles, like there's like, the resin pour itself is also actually really cool. And
Yeah.
like, as soon as the light's on, it's just a sideshow.
Yeah, that's true, because it's really, oh, did you just turn it
I
on?
turn it off. I mean, like,
It's hard like to get the ISO right to show the lights correctly and the outside correctly.
but also it's like,
Cool.
yeah, it's like we did too good of a job. But also, even with the lights off, you're drawn to the center because you can tell that something interesting is going on there.
That's true. One thing I worried about was being able to see the LEDs when it was off, like see the little white squares.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really bother me, actually.
Yeah. Oh, we could talk about that whole side tangent that we almost went on.
Oh yeah. Well, we did go on it. We just didn't include it.
Yeah, we
in the
filmed
video.
it.
We filmed everything. Yeah. So that was one of our worries. We worried that it would just look like a mirror embedded. And
When it was off.
When it was off, and you'd see like the little white lights, which you do see.
You do see, yeah.
And so we're like, okay, what if we tint the resin? What if it's not a clear coat over everything? What if in just the center part, because we had it recessed, what if we did it just barely tinted?
Just barely.
And
And
we
we
tested-
really tried to put in a very small amount of pigment and a very thin layer.
Yeah, so we got 4 of our like coaster molds that we used to test sometimes, and we tested just a small amount of 4 different colors, or 3 different colors, and one was like a swirl of 2 of them. And we were so confident
Yeah.
because we like put them in front of our hands and we're like, great, you can still see our hands through them. Yet it seemed like it would block out a little of the detail when the light's not on. And we tested it just by putting it on top. It totally killed the effect.
It killed the infinity effect. Now, one thing that I thought of too late, after the fact, we used Pearl X, which is mica powders and reflective things and artificially, I think some of them are artificially made, some of them are natural. But
If we did an alcohol ink.
if we had done like black alcohol ink, very diluted, or like a deep purple, alcohol inks are still very translucent and they don't reflect anything.
Yeah.
But then I worried that like it would have
just
like
wouldn't have been as
tinted
bright, yeah.
the whole thing, and I like how bright it is, but
Yeah.
like I think that it might have looked a little bit better like this if we had to put in a little bit of alcohol ink. But also, what color would we have done? If we did in purple, it would have looked like there's a big purple circle in the middle.
Yeah.
And I almost like the reflective thing more. If we had it done black, it would have just darkened everything. I don't know. Like
Yeah.
we were like, it's not a test that we did, and I kind of slightly wish we had of, just so we could have known. I just didn't think
I didn't
to
think
do
of it at the time.
clear black instead
Yeah.
of sparkly black.
Yeah.
Because the
That's true.
sparkly black diffused it. Where really all we were trying to do is like hide it a tiny bit.
Yeah. That is
If you
interesting.
guys make your own version of this, let us know.
Oh, like if they try it?
Yeah, if they try something like this.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
oh, but you mean like if they try like the black alcohol ink?
Black
specifically?
alcohol ink in front of a infinity mirror. It's a very specific set of circumstances.
But if you find yourself in those circumstances,
We are interested in that
we're
answer.
interested. Not that we'll probably ever do this again,
No.
but
No, we might
use that
mirror.
technique. Yeah.
Yeah, we might use that technique. And at the same time, one thing we might do is we might use the technique of using a thin layer of Pearl-Ex to diffuse LEDs.
That's true.
Because that worked great for
didn't
diffusing.
require
It worked,
much at all.
Yeah, it worked really great for diffusing LED light.
I mean, and we've done that before. We did it in like the rainbow desk, but
Yeah,
this was kind of a different arrangement,
yeah,
but of like the LEDs versus the resin.
yeah. All right, what else is on my list of things to talk about? Very honest with you guys. You know that we have like it partially prepared.
We finished this, yesterday? Yeah, yesterday is when we finished the project itself.
What did we do today?
Tried to get a thumbnail,
Oh yeah.
and I worked on the video.
And edit, and I shopped and stuff. Okay, yeah. One thing that we haven't talked about yet is the intro. And all of the doubts that we had. Well, we came up with this skit idea, and we were super confident in it.
Yeah, because we had so much fun doing, we were going to bring back the space people.
Yeah.
So we had so much fun doing them for the gaming treadmills. And we're like, oh, it's another kind of like future space related thing. It'll be perfect. And we wrote a skit. And then we had like our kind of spoken intro where we talk about the project and what the plan is.
And initially,
that.
it was like talk, then skit, then talk again. And in that arrangement, with the talking bits that we had, it just fell flat a little bit to me.
Yeah, and I think our worry was that, like the thing we ended up not changing at all was the skit, actually.
Well, we enhanced the skit a little bit, but then we removed the talking before it. We went straight into the skit, and then we redid the talking bit after.
Yeah. But what that made me realize is the importance of the like spoken intro after the skit. Because we just kind of winged it. And sometimes we 100% wing that portion. Sometimes we're like, okay, there's a few things we definitely want to say. And sometimes we'll like more specifically script out certain parts.
Yeah.
And this is for the like, after the skit, the like talking about what the project is and what our plan is. And this is one where we're just like, let's just wing it and see.
Yeah.
Are you getting
I'm just getting some photos. It looks so cool. I just like love that effect.
It does. But yeah, so we're like, we'll just wing it. And then it was just not great. Like, it wasn't detailed enough to give the information you needed, yet it felt too long.
Yeah. It was.
We actually ended up making it significantly longer.
But it was
But
better.
it was more interesting.
And it gave context, and it gave like a backstory.
But it took us like a day and a half to write the skit, film the skit, edit the skit, like decide what kind of vaguely what we want to say for the intro, film the intro, edit together the intro, doubt everything, write 3 more skits, not perform any of them, then rewrite some like an order that we wanted to do the intro in that worked better, and then re-record that. It was a day and a half. For the first like few minutes of the video. Actually, that's not bad.
Yeah.
For a few minutes of the video, that's like.
But like we hadn't made anything yet, and
Yeah,
we were
we hadn't
like
made
doubting
anything
in
yet.
our heads, like, oh geez, what have we done? Like we knew this was going to be a really cool video,
Yeah.
and we wanted to do it justice.
Yeah. Yeah,
And-
there's definitely some videos that you have higher hopes for. And I know it's probably not smart to like jinx ourselves before this one's come out. Well,
Yeah.
by the time you're watching this, it's come out. But, you know, we got a few days.
So more thoughts on LEDs. This is something that I wanted to talk about. A lot of that the experimentation there didn't make it into the video just because it would have been confusing to include it all. It's like, oh, let's
It's
do
not the
LEDs.
most
Oh,
interesting.
let's do this, switch this type. Oh, let's switch to this controller. Oh, let's do that. Let me go through the 25 iterations I did on the code, like with like how fast it accelerated, how fast it went down. I spent like probably a half day just trying to figure out how to code again.
Yeah.
And all of that. Plus, I changed LEDs partway through from like normally spaced LEDs to these super dense ones. And guys, the super dense individually addressable LEDs are amazing.
They look so much cooler.
They look so much cooler.
So much more light.
Yeah, so much more light.
Like,
They're
literally
so
twice the
bright,
light.
and it's just wonderful.
Yeah.
And all of the shenanigans I did between like wiring things in different ways, and like I ordered so much. But I really do like. I've been converted to individually addressable LEDs, and what that means is I said create 83 LEDs. And I can control any one of them individually with timing, with code. I can put a button there that'll activate them one by one, if I want to. Like, there's a ton of things you can do. And I did it via JavaScript, via a block editor, which I'll link. It's linked in the main video. It's linked in the main thing. But I really like it, and I can totally see us using it for more projects in the future.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like there's definitely going to be future stuff where we want something very specific.
I want something very specific.
What?
I want to take apart the lightsaber that I have from like high school, and I want to put these LEDs in there, and I want to make it a rainbow lightsaber.
That'd be cool. Like a unicorn saber. Yeah, I like that.
Or maybe I make a fresh one. Maybe we can make our own fresh lightsaber.
That could be cool.
It could be cool. That could be a big project.
What's our angle?
Rainbow lightsaber.
Oh, yeah.
it's like wait, that's what my whole pitch was. It's a rainbow lightsaber, guys. It is rainbow everything.
Yeah, rainbow is cool.
Alrighty, what else do we want to do?
What else did you write down?
Oh yeah. What did you think? Now that we're done, what do you think about using legs from another table?
Oh my gosh, I freaking love it. By the time we got to the point to do the legs, I was so ready to be done. Not that I didn't enjoy this, but it was like so much work to make this top.
And it had lasted a long amount of days too.
It lasted a long amount of days.
Time.
And like the video was long. Like we were 20 minutes in.
We would have had to do another video just for the legs, and that's not the most interesting of videos.
Well, we wouldn't have. We would have just like sped through them. But then like what value is it adding to the audience if we quickly speed through them? I almost think it's like a better tip to share the tip about getting the legs, because like we've looked at a lot of legs online. Like
they're expensive.
They're very expensive.
So expensive.
So many of the legs we looked at, like we actually had found a pair on Etsy that we were like, oh, this is the pair. It was $200.
We're still
not pair, like a set.
$250 with shipping.
$250 with shipping, but they were super cool. So we're like, well, we'll just do it.
And then they were a 1 to 2 week production time, and they were like 1 week shipping. But like 4 weeks after we ordered it, we still haven't heard from the shipper. We
have still not heard from the seller.
We have still not heard from the seller. So we're trying to cancel it. But like, it's like we spent $250 on legs we never got.
Yeah. Whereas this was what, a $70 table?
$70 table, and we got it right away.
Yeah.
And it's just what we want
from
too.
Target. Yeah, exactly. And so I think that's something that we're going to use in future videos too, because sometimes you might want to make legs. Sometimes you could just buy something that's better.
Yeah.
Like if the legs are like the part you're really excited about making, go for it.
Yeah.
But if it's more like you just need legs to call it finished, I think it's a pretty good option.
I think it's a pretty good
And
option. I hope we don't catch
pretty
any
cheap.
flack for it. But like, I think that we're going to use that like circular marble thing for potentially something else in the future,
We'll use it to take photos on.
Yeah.
We have that bigger marble slab, which is also
photos,
a tabletop that we use for photos all the time.
Yeah.
So see us. This is like a tiny little. I don't know if it's real marble. It's so cheap.
It's a stone-like substance
It's
that
farble.
looks farble.
Faux marble. But yeah. I mean,
Right.
I thought it was.
Last topic. The panic during our resin pours. I just wanted to talk about that because
Just like in general.
just in general, it's crazy that we panic on almost every single one of our videos. But it's there are multiple times, in this one especially, I think, on almost on a lot of them we panic. But this one, when we painted it black, which I really, really am glad that we did, but pouring the interference color.
It was so much lighter than I expected.
It was so much lighter than I expected. When Caitlin was pouring it on, I was like,
and then we tried to spread it out, but that wasn't enough. So then we had to add a bunch of black and navy.
Yeah, I'm not sure how, I haven't actually watched that part of the edit yet. I'm not sure how
You haven't
Caitlin,
watched any of the edit
Yeah,
yet.
I'm not sure how Caitlin did that. So you guys have seen more of the video at this point than I have because I haven't seen any of it. But when are we going to stop panicking Resin 4s.
Well, the thing is, like, even
We're
though
trying
sometimes,
something new every time.
yeah, even though sometimes things are similar, like our last one, we called it, on the gaming treadmills, we called it like an opal galaxy.
Yeah.
But it was totally different color scheme.
Yeah.
Totally.
And it was against clear instead of white or black.
Yeah, so that was very, very different. We weren't trying like the multiple layered approach. And we haven't done a resin galaxy like this. Like, because you, for the knife video, you said you were doing a galaxy, but it ended up just being like a bunch of colors.
Mardi Gras.
Yeah, Mardi Gras.
This is a zombie knife.
And like you did your alcohol ink clock, that was galaxy, but that was alcohol ink, which behaves very differently. And so, I mean, I'm trying to cut us some slack because this is the first time we've done something like this.
Yeah.
And I think the reason there's often a little bit of panic is because
it's unexpected.
It's unexpected. You know, resin takes a long time to cure, and even though, you know, we're lucky to be sponsored by Total Boat, and so they provide our resin for us, it's still like, it's still a very expensive material that hurts to waste.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you don't want to do all of this.
What if we would have had to do all the CNC work again?
Well, that's what I was going to say. That's the next thing is oftentimes resin, at least the way we've done it in a lot of our projects, it's not like the first step. You do a bunch of preparing and then it goes on top.
Yeah.
And if you ruin it, then you ruin everything. So we would have had to do all of our CNC work and sanding and rounding over again. And
that would have sucked.
That was like, you know, over a day of work to
Yeah.
do all of that stuff the first time. And so I think that's why we often kind of get a little panicky, is because there's like high stakes and it's unexpected, and you, even though it has always basically worked out.
Yeah, I think that we've done pretty good.
We've done pretty good. It still is, you know, kind of scary. One of the scariest ones, honestly, was the geode table.
Oh yeah, I do remember that.
Because that was one of our first, it was our second resin project. The first was the geode slices. The second was the geode table. The slices weren't too high stakes because we just like quickly cut out a shape and covered it. And it was pretty easy. But that geode table took so long to flatten. The cookie was so expensive.
Everything's high
and
stakes.
we couldn't get another cookie in time. Like, it was our one cookie. We had to get it from another city.
We had that special order from Austin, Texas.
Yeah, so like that was the scariest one. But
turned out great.
Turned out great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like generally justified in our panic.
For that one, that was the like fourth resin geode we had poured. And we stayed with a very similar color palette and everything. So by that point we had like a little bit of like experience doing exactly that.
Yeah, that's
doing geodes.
That's true.
Yeah.
It was still scary.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well,
you okay? Everything okay?
I stared into the black hole for too long. But thanks for hanging out with us for another after show. Really appreciate you guys supporting us and joining us for a little bit of a hangout after you watch our main video. So thanks again for all of your ongoing support. It means a lot. It's with all of this craziness going on, it's really awesome to have something consistent, which is you guys supporting us and standing by us. Especially with some of the YouTube stuff going on right now.
I know, we just did a podcast on like some crazy YouTube stuff. We won't get into it now.
Yeah, so podcast, I think 45, like the secret rating system type one. But anyways, thanks for having our back.
Thanks, guys.
We'll see you next time. Bye.